Here with the Barbarian Tim Boetsch taking on Mark Munoz on Saturday night. How was the training camp leading up to taking on a fellow top 10 contender?
It was a great camp. Everything went really smooth, and I feel really good about where I'm at and the game plan we have for Mark. You know, he's a very tough opponent, definitely very dangerous. So took a lot of time, but we're ready for him.
How important is it to push the pace against him, seeing as he's had this long layoff?
I think that's very important. That's kind of my style in general. I like to push the pace on all my opponents and try to get them to break, because that's a big part of my game plan, is to wear them down and then take advantage of that. So as usual, that'll be part of the plan coming into this one.
What's your perfect fight on Saturday night?
Perfect fight would look something like coming out, meeting in the middle, and landing a big uppercut and getting knockout of the night. But something tells me it's going to be a little bit more drawn out and a little bit rougher than that. But perfect fight ends with me getting knockout of the night.
A lot of focus, obviously, on the main event. You're one of the few athletes on the UFC roster that believe Silva's going to defeat Weidman. Why do you think so many guys believe that Chris is going to defeat Anderson?
I'm not sure. For me, it's a no-brainer, but maybe I'm the guy that's crazy, and maybe Chris has the secret formula figured out. But he certainly got the tools to win that fight, and if he's got enough self-confidence and really believes in himself, that's all that matters. But I just happen to have a lot of faith in our champion right now. He's got more experience than anybody else. He's fought more championship rounds than I think anybody else at the weight class. So my money's on Anderson.
Anderson planted that seed about taking on John Jones. He's kind of backtracking some of the stuff he said. But if there was a selection that you would have for a super fight, would you see Anderson versus GSP or Anderson versus John Jones?
I think the John Jones fight makes more sense. I think if you stood Anderson next to GSP, you'd be like, well, that guy's just a heck of a lot bigger than GSP, and probably wouldn't be a fair fight at all. But I think the Jones fight would be very interesting. You know, they're both very, very big guys, both incredibly talented, and it would be very interesting to watch.
And Anderson, when he said that he would lose to John Jones, I think he's planting a seed there. I don't think he believes that. When you first saw that, what did you think?
It was BS. Yeah, you know, Anderson not only is a great technical fighter inside the octagon, he also has that mental game figured out, and that's been the biggest thing. I think all of his opponents have lost the fight before they even get in there with him, and it'll be interesting to see if Chris has gotten by that this weekend. But it'll be interesting any way it turns out.
And the last thing for you, obviously, is cutting weight. How's the weight right now?
It's coming down, not nearly as low as I would like for it to be, but I'll make weight and be ready to fight on Saturday.
This man might be miserable over the next few days, but he's got a big fight against Mark Munoz Saturday night, UFC 162, MGM Grand.